We swung that closet door right open. Okay, there we go.
The sun is coming up, are you ready to go? We can take it right, we can take it slow. Yo, well, it's my law, I'ma let you be the boss, 'cause I'll go where you go. Where you fall
Okay, ready?
down.
3, 2, 1. What? She's slipping.
1, 2, 3.
What's up, Jam Fam? We back.
Together. We've been gone for, well, I've been gone for a few days.
Separated for a while. Okay, in this video, I just want to talk about something that
Okay, so this video is just more talking about the LGBTQ community and how it's affected us in the professional industry with either dance jobs, acting, getting work, not getting work. We kind of just wanted to talk about our own experiences. Jeka has been finally having some really awesome bookings.
it didn't start like that. Okay, so not growing up, when I first started doing hip hop when I was 18, I always danced. I danced for this team called Funkonometry San Francisco. Super hard throwback, but they always allowed me to dance with the guys. So when you're building a set for the community, it's like, at the time, it's like you had the b-boy section, the house section, the girl section, the boy section, and then the closing number or something along those lines. And they allowed me to always dance with the guys, and it was like, they called it Jeka fellas instead of like all the guys. So that always made me feel very comfortable, which is cool. So then, you know, moving, and when I moved to LA, you know, I would go take class, and then they would go, okay, all the girls or all the guys, and it always just, every once in a while I would go with the guys, but
people would stare at you.
You know, it was strange even for me at the time, and because you know, because that's not what it was. I wanted there to be like a third group of like, okay, now all the queer people or whatever, you know. So that was a struggle too, coming to LA. It's also, so I've been living in LA for 8 years, and when I first moved to LA, I just kind of knew that I was never going to be able to work just because of the way that I look.
And that means like do like TV, commercial, film,
right? Not teaching. I was able to teach. No, yeah. That when I first moved to LA, it was like I knew that men looked like men and girls, you know, looked girly, and I was always just was kind of like, I don't know what category I fit in. So it just was like a dying dream of mine.
So sad.
It was. I mean, it was sad, but I also didn't want to give up. I never changed who I was. I never changed my appearance. I feel like I just kind of continued to work on me and what, you know, and myself. And
Jeka is very like, she thinks that she's like a realist, and realistically she just doesn't think beyond what she's capable of. And so when she met me, I'm very like over the top. Like, I think that I can do better at everything, and I want even more than I have, and like I'm constantly trying to grow. And I was just like, well, that shouldn't stop you from continuing to try. I was like, we're getting you an agent right now. They're gonna start putting you out for jobs. I was like, if you don't book it, fine, but at least you're like getting seen in front of people. She's like, it's not gonna work. I've been here for how many years, and it's not gonna work. And I was like, if you had that attitude,
it just wasn't known that for, you know, anybody queer or LGBT to dance behind an artist. Or
that's a lie. There's been gay people to dance.
Okay, females
that look like you.
Yes, correct. So that I think has always been my side of it, where I always saw like gay men being able to be men, and you know, and like, not that I say that I couldn't dance girly, I just knew that wasn't me. You know what I'm saying?
You weren't gonna show up in a bikini and heels.
Right, like that wasn't my thing. So where were the jobs that, you know, for somebody like me, like that didn't exist.
Yeah. I kept saying like, don't give up, don't give up, don't give up.
Then fast forward about 7 years later, I had found out, I forget if somebody sent me a video or somebody told me, and they were like, yo, the twins just hired. You told me? It was you that showed me the video? Okay. Yeah. So then when Mollee had shown me that video of her name's Lady Couture dancing with I think it was all guys in some show in Japan or something like that, I was like, that's it. Like, that's what I need to do that. Change that.
Lady Couture is very similar to Jeka, more
masculine, feminine, or masculine presenting, but like still kind of feminine. And I was like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was like the cool.
So you messaged
I had
Ryan and
messaged
Scott.
Brian and Scott immediately, and
They're good friends of ours.
And I just said, "Hey guys, I saw a video that you had hired Lady Couture to dance with a bunch of guys. That's something that I'm interested in. So if you guys are ever having an audition, I would love to be part of that." And the craziest thing was standing in that audition in the sea of men and just being one female, like looking around, and that, I guess, is probably the most life-changing moment. I can still see it in my head. Like, how I just remember thinking, like, how cool is this? This is like game changer, hardcore for everybody, for me, for anybody who is masculine presenting. You know, like this moment right now is changing my life, and I feel like it's gonna change a lot of people's lives. A few months after that, I got an audition for some spot dates for Kehlani, and everyone knows Kehlani is kind of like, you know, LGBT community, queer forward, but the audition sheet said, you know, all the information, and then at the bottom it said looking for, you know, genderless people, which to me was like, whoa, it's happening, like snowball effect. Everything's changing. After the Kehlani audition, the twins had asked a bunch of women to perform at the VMAs to do God is a Woman, which was also really cool to represent for the females like me. There was me, and then there was another masculine presenting person. Her name's Cassidy, who it was kind of cool to just have somebody else there that, you know, that kind of falls into that queer community category that I feel like maybe feels the same way that I do about it. And just literally every kind of woman that you could possibly think of across the board. It was just so cool to kind of be representing for my kind of person. So that's cool. And then a few weeks ago, we got an audition for they were asking for strictly like
You got an audition.
Sorry, not mine. I got an audition for, and on the call sheet it was asking for strictly trans and non-binary and gender fluid and all that kind of people. And to me, that's a really defining moment for you know, queer women, I think, in the community, because there hasn't been a place for us yet. To see that on a call sheet almost like made me want to cry a little bit, because for 8 years that's all I ever wanted.
Now come to light, the past like 6 months has been, they only want to hire people like you.
Right.
So it's finally like your time to shine, and now that like all the hard work you've done for the past almost 10 years, 8 years, however long you've been here, it's coming to light, and I'm sure that's just like a crazy cool feeling.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm kind of on a different path with it. No, I usually look pretty feminine, and roles that I book are always going to be more, you know, girl next door. I used to do like lots of ditzy characters, obviously the Disney Channel stuff. So I guess I was just kind of always in my head, like, and my head kind of turned out to be like my worst enemy in this situation, because once I came out and I actually got so much love for it, and it didn't affect my career so far. I mean, I actually have gotten turned down from casting before, or I've had some problems, you know, coming out after some projects, but it's more or less just, I thought in my head, how is somebody gonna believe me that I can play straight if they know I'm married to a woman? And you know, I had to remind myself, like, it's not unbelievable. You know, I'm an actor you pay me to act just like you would pay somebody to give you surgery or pay somebody to teach you math. Like, that is your profession. And so I had to remind myself of that. And it's also kind of a conflict too for me, because, you know, with the whole Scarlett Johansson thing, I feel like everyone was so upset, like a trans person should play a trans person, which I am 100% in agreement with. But then I had to battle kind of my own thoughts, thinking, I want equal rights for our whole community. I don't think that a trans person should only get to play a trans person in a film or TV show. I don't think a gay boy has to always play a gay boy. Or a straight female can never play gay. You know what I mean? I feel like all these equal rights should be across the board. Especially with trans people, I feel like if there is a female to male who is an actor and this person has now transitioned to male, and he is an actor. He should be able to audition for male lead roles, even if in the film it's not a trans person. You know what I mean? So I think kind of fighting that battle where, like, I would love to play lesbian in a film, but I also would love to play straight. But I also wouldn't want to be put in a box that because I'm out and married to a woman that I could only play lesbian. That would really, really hurt me. Just because, like, then I wouldn't be able to do my job. I wouldn't be able to act. Like, if I got hired just based on who I am in real life, I wouldn't have done A Night to Regret. Like, I've never been kidnapped and chained to a bed and tortured. Like, I've never been pregnant at 16. You know, I definitely wasn't in a 60s movie shaking all the time. Actually, that's kind of most similar to me. But, you know, like, actors are hired to act and make you feel something. And so I'm in 100% agreement with the whole Scarlett Johansson thing. But I also don't want that to put everybody in a box who's in our gay community. Equal rights across the board, not just marriage, not just rights for military, and it's across the board, profession, everything.
Growing up for us, I feel like there weren't a lot of, the only TV shows that were, available that had gay people in it were The L Word, which, if you've seen it, oh gosh, love with Shane. And then everyone was in love with Shane. And then there was Queer Eye for a Straight Guy.
Or Carmen, you loved Carmen.
Yeah, Carmen. Anyways, so lost my train of thought.
Cool.
Those were like the only TV shows that I can think of that were consistently on that had queer people represented, to its fullest in it. Although I wouldn't say that they were great representations of the lesbian community, but nonetheless, it was great. But nowadays, it's like there's
it's normal.
It's everywhere. Like,
yeah,
and it's really cool. But we didn't have what are the
Modern
Family,
Andy Mack,
Love Simon. 13 Reasons Why. We didn't have TV shows like that touched on those types of subjects. So nowadays it seems, it is very normal to see.
Well, yeah, because what TV shows and film and all that is doing now is every time. I feel like back then, like L Word and Queer Eye and stuff, there was always like drama around this. You know what I mean?
Right.
Where it's like when people started introducing gay characters, it was like a big deal. Like Gay Boy was very feminine, and
lesbian was like
bush. But now it's like they don't have to. It doesn't have to be this big deal that there is a gay character or
they don't have to make it like this is what a lesbian looks like.
Yeah,
this is what a gay person.
Yeah, it's just normal, And our favorite TV show, This Is Us, just introduced a gay character.
Well, if you watched the show, it's such a.
Oh man,
the cool thing about it is like everybody that I know watches this show.
Yeah.
Young people, old people, middle America, probably overseas, they watch the show, and so for them to introduce a gay character onto the show, I think is
this huge Emmy award-winning show.
Really big deal.
And what's so cool is like how the parents handled it.
Yes.
It wasn't like this shock. They weren't like overly happy, like, oh my god, it's okay, we're so accepting of you. They were very real, and like it was so beautiful. It was like gosh, it's
just gonna be cool for families to watch this show and see, like, maybe there is going to be children who watch the show with their parents and just feel like, oh my gosh, I can tell my parents,
right?
Like, look at how they handle.
Or the parents will watch and say, okay, I need to.
If my kid comes
or
out,
I should have reacted better, or just. It's nice. It's nice to have normality of the gay community on screen in whatever capacity it's there. So,
and another thing that's really cool is now music. Okay, for me growing up, or when I first started choreographing, I had to choreograph to songs of males talking about women because obviously I like women. So I know. Shh, don't tell anybody. Don't tell my mom. So every song that I had to choreograph to that that was talking about women was sung by a male. So now Kaylani came out with the song called Honey, where she's
that's a lie. That's a lie. because there was gay music back then.
Who?
Melissa Etheridge.
Okay, this baby right here knows all the gay music.
Hey, are you just saying there was no gay music?
I'm not saying that there wasn't.
Just kidding. Keep going.
It was just like for like an R&B like love song about a woman talking about another woman. Like to me, I've never heard that before. So
Kehlani came out with Honey.
it was Honey, and
So cute.
it was such a cute like little love song about a woman about loving another woman, and that to me was.
Check it quick. She heard it.
I was like, I need a choreographer.
She's like, I need a choreographer right now.
Who can come through? Yeah, so that's cool. And now there's all kinds of music artists that are singing about that, like Haley Kiyoko. I don't really know how to say her last name. Sorry, Haley.
Troye Sivan.
Troye Sivan, love him.
It's just nice. There's just so much more in the media, and you know what? It's not that there's randomly more gay people. It's just society is accepting it more, so we're able to be who we are.
It's like the little
Loud
door.
and proud. We're able to, because before, I mean, how many years
Man, we
ago?
swung that closet door right open.
We're like, and
We out here now. But anyways, just to wrap this up, we wanted to make this video just to kind of share our experiences, and because I think that's important.
yeah, we're definitely not experts.
No.
No one should be. There shouldn't be an expert guide to being gay. That's so strange. It's like
We're just-
saying somebody needs to be an expert at being straight. It's just
We're
you
just
yourself.
us, and we're just sharing.
you know?
And if you have a story or anything like that, like put it in the comments because we would love to hear about it.
Yeah, and if like people who maybe aren't from the gay community and are following, or that you guys have questions, we love that. We love to educate. We would love for all the people who are
Educate
following us.
ourselves as well.
Yeah.
We want to hear. I think the most important thing about growing is having a conversation.
Let's try and educate and put more positivity out in education rather than being
Lead
like
with love.
Yeah, rather than being like how could
Why
you
would you
ask
say
that?
that?
Because how could you ask that when they're probably
Just genuinely.
maybe that person could be like gay and they
don't
don't know
know
how.
the-
You never know behind
You
a
don't know.
computer screen, so
It's
try
like
and
that quote.
stay.
I love me some quotes. Okay, I can't remember exactly how it goes, but it's something along the lines of, don't, like you don't know somebody's like the war that somebody else. Just like you don't understand. I can't remember exactly how it goes, but just understand that other people are going through something different than you. You know, you don't know their side of the story or why they say or do or act the way that they do. So I think the best thing that we can do is try to understand. You know, and have a little bit of empathy.
Have a conversation.
Yeah, so,
but if there's a question, we'll answer it. We'll try to at our best knowledge or best personal experience. Or, I know there's so many people from the community following us. We love you guys. We look you up and we check you up on your Instagram and stuff like
it's
that.
so fun.
It's so nice. But feel free to comment and educate the people following us. We love y'all and.
Yes. This isn't the first video. I feel like we'll probably do another one of these, just talking about the industry or how our experiences in it.
Yeah.
Because
Our next video is gonna be talking about Jeka's top surgery and how
the both sides of it.
What we battled. We had many conversations. It was hard. It was emotional. It was happy. So we're trying to give you as much as we can into our lives because we love y'all.
Yes, but thank you for
Thank you
loving
guys
us.
so much.
Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.
Thank you guys. Love
Bye.
you.
I hear them talking, shouting your name.
I still don't know what that was.
You hear them calling, shouting your name. Turn up the collar and walk away. Feels like you're falling, now who is to blame? Wishing you'd only be more like them. Over and over, you cry yourself to sleep.